back to Parental Advisory, Expecting Parents of First Coast News. Been on a bit of a hiatus, but I think it goes without saying that a lot's been changing lately. So a lot of people working from home. Katie, Casey, you guys have been barred from the building for now. I'm one of the few last persons standing in here. But Casey, we'll go to you first. How are you holding up? How's everything doing?
I'm doing all right, besides the fact I don't have a microphone. Well, I have a microphone, I don't have a camera. That's why you guys might not be able to see me, depending on how you're watching this. But yeah, I've been really good. I've always had seasonal allergies, like all my entire life. And I keep telling people, this is a really awkward time to have those. As spring is kicking up, as pollen is kicking up in the air, I've just been sneezing. My eyes have been watering. And everyone, my family members, they live really close to me. They're like, "Are you okay?" Every time they see me, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Fine, don't panic." But yeah, I've been good. That's why I might be a little sniffly this morning. But I'm fine. What about you guys?
I'm pretty good. I'm at the house trying to get used to working from home, but been pretty good. Thankfully, health-wise, haven't had any problems. No one in my family's been sick, so that's, of course, been a positive. So hoping that trend continues.
Yeah, same here. Thankfully, we're all, my soon-to-be mother-in-law made me a very nice mask that I'm wearing out when I leave the place, and Hannah's not dog walking for obvious reasons. She's going a little stir-crazy, though, because she's doing, courses online, which she's been doing, but she's kind of losing her mind at home, understandably so, just bored, just not sure what to do with herself. And I think I read a great article today, too, that was just talking about don't feel guilty if you're not productive. This is not anything anyone drew up. So I think that's a great thing to stress, too. If you can use the time to do something beneficial, awesome. But most importantly, just stay healthy. So I think that's the big takeaway. But we were supposed to have, not too long ago, a tour of the maternity ward, and that's been canceled for coronavirus concerns. They don't want you going to the hospital. Katie, I know you had a trip to the hospital not too long ago, and you got to see some of that firsthand. What's changing around there?
Yeah, so I had my 20-week anatomy scan, which we were really excited about because it's one of the few times that you get to see the baby, especially early on. So my husband and I, we went, and unfortunately he got stopped at the door because they were only allowing patients inside. They weren't allowing any visitors, even your partners for the OBGYN. So that was kind of disappointing that he didn't get to be able to be there to see it, of course, because, you haven't seen the baby in 10 weeks, and there's a lot that changes in 10 weeks. But we understand, of course, the precautions. Same with us. We were going to do some baby classes as well. Those got canceled. So I guess I'll start looking for an online course about newborns and babies.
If you find any, Katie, let me know, because I was planning on doing the same thing. I was planning on going and taking those classes. Joe, I know you took some way early on, which ended up being the smart move. But I've been looking for classes, and all of them are pretty expensive, or I don't know. There's just so many options. So if you find any, Katie, definitely send them my way.
I will, and I'm going to ask and see if the hospital's maybe going to do something where they do them online now, since, of course, they canceled probably a lot of classes. So I actually go back to the doctor next week, and I'll ask them if they have anything then.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just thinking, everyone is on Zoom now, which, of course, unsponsored, but hey, we're here on Zoom, thankfully, because of it, and you feel like they would have to go in that direction. And Hannah and I just lucked out, because when we were going to those meetings, we weren't feeling smart. We were feeling like we are so early for this, because, there are women, that are a month or two out, and they're, bringing pillows because their back's hurting. And at the time, Hannah was like, maybe we're a bit early, because she was fine, but now she's starting to round out, in the best possible way. And I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but Hannah's past flutters, sometimes I can just feel the little guy moving and rolling in there. So I don't know. Katie, we're not far apart as far as our times go. So are you feeling any movements?
Yeah, so it was last week, middle of the week, started to get some definite moves. It was really cool as Chris can feel it too. So he's had some moments where he could feel the little guy kick. So that's been really cool. And now that I notice it, it's it doesn't to stop, especially when I lay down.
Yeah. How about you, Casey? Are you in the fluttering stages, or where are you in at? Because I know you're a little bit behind us, but only by maybe a few weeks.
Yeah, I still, for some reason, I thought I could feel it weeks ago, and I was like, is this normal? Even at like 12 weeks, I thought I felt something, but maybe it was just me trying to be like, trying to think I feel it. But I don't know. It could have been it. It could have not been it. But I definitely feel them now, and it's pretty cool. It's a little bit freaky sometimes, when you're sleeping or just relaxing on the couch, and all of a sudden you feel a kick. It's just like, whoa, where did that come from? But it's pretty cool. I actually had my 20-week appointment, and Katie, you said that your husband wasn't allowed in. Mm-hmm. Same kind of deal with me. I wasn't allowed in, or my boyfriend wasn't allowed in, and getting into the actual appointment was like trying to break into Timbuktu. I swear, there's like a lady out front guarding the front door, and she had a face mask on. She had full scrubs, covered head to toe. It was like very intimidating. And she asked me a series of questions. She took my temperature via the non-touch temperature reader. And I was just so scared that I was going to be running a temperature that day and I wasn't going to be able to get in, because that would have been terrible. But I got in, and it's just been crazy. Was that similar experience for you?
Yeah, it was just a little because we didn't expect it either. So when we went in, this was like 3 weeks ago. It was the same thing. We tried to go in the maternity entrance, and they told us no, we had to go through the front. So we walked up, and there was a woman there in scrubs with mask on, but they had 2 officers there too. And then when Chris got turned away from that point, then I had to go in and check in with another person to get in. And they were asking me what office specifically I was going to. I'm like, I don't know. It's on the 12th floor. You get off the elevator, you take a left. I don't know the exact room number of where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I was afraid I was going to get turned away. But, and then once I got into the OB's office, I was the only person there. So I'm guessing they've spread out their appointments, but I didn't see another soul that was there.
Wow. That's scary, but also kind of nice, I guess, that you don't have to even, deal with other people.
Yeah. I was just this feels very weird.
Yeah. I have this innate personality trait where whenever I'm uncomfortable or anxious, I want to make jokes of the situation, and I can't even remotely tap into that during this because it's not the time. It's not so I'll feel tense or uncomfortable, and I just keep it to yourself because this is just way too serious right now. I try to go with Hannah to all her appointments, and I've made all of them with the exception of the last one, and it's it's your basic one where they're just kind of checking her blood pressure and asking her questions, but I feel so, I don't know, I feel partially guilty that I can't go. I hate feeling disconnected, I'm not with her on that, because I work overnight, so I'm free all morning. I'm definitely available, but it's just so weird to be told you can't go. But I guess we're all adjusting. I think last time we spoke, we're yeah, Joe, I'm nervous. My wedding's in May. It's not in May now. It's in October. And to be honest, I'm so glad that we decided to make the change when we did, because just it seems like it would have in no way have been possible if we even tried to do it May 2nd. So I guess it just kind of is what it is on that.
Are you concerned at all that the wedding's going to have to be pushed again, or are you just kind of crossing your fingers?
I'm somewhat concerned, but only because now the wedding is in late October, and that's hurricane season. So I'm watch this happen, but it's late October, so I'm past the peak of it, which is September time. But I'm hoping it's a go. We had to downscale a little bit, which is somewhat it's disappointing because we're telling people that we've had to downscale our venue. Things get smaller now, and so we're having to make cuts, which is so difficult. We had to send out one nice flyer saying, "Hey, everyone, and we hope you understand." But literally, there's people that have sent us gifts already that we might have to be "Hey, thank you. We have a smaller wedding now, and you can't come in October." Obviously, we'd say it with more tact, but
people get it, though. This has been such a crazy time. I think, people get it. Especially my mom, my sisters, they've been trying to plan baby shower, and I was like, y'all don't even bother. There's no way of us getting people together, I feel before the babies do. So don't even, it's just events in general, just don't even try.
Yeah, and I hope, and for the most part, everyone has been really understanding. But I did have an aunt that's we sent out the flyer just saying in a very nice way, "Please, we hope you understand. We're gonna have to make some changes. Stay tuned." And I had an aunt that called my mom and was like, "Does this mean I'm not invited to the wedding?" And it's no, you are, but it's just things are complicated now. So, it is what it is, but we're just trying to be safe. Days are blurring together now because we're not going out. We're not, everything just, I don't know about, especially I go into work at least still 5 days, but you guys, like, how do you know literally like what day it is?
I don't know. I have to check my phone.
If I didn't write web stories for a living, with the date and time of all these terrible crimes that are happening every day, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. I did lawn work yesterday, and I usually do that on the weekends. I've been cleaning the house, just doing little things. And it does definitely blend together.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'm looking forward for all this to be over.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
We just wanted to pass. I feel that. I try to keep myself from saying it out loud because I don't know if I feel like that's just going to stretch it. I know it has zero impact, but it's I just don't want to say it out loud because then maybe it will be over quicker if I just think it, but I don't air my thoughts. But I mean, it's funny because Hannah, again, all the simple things she loves to do, she enjoys going grocery shopping, and no, there's no reason for her to be leaving the house right now. I can pick up the things. Are you guys finding yourselves, especially just because, we don't know fully what this could do for a pregnancy, are you guys find yourself especially worrisome? If an Amazon package comes to your door, are you just going out to grab it, or is there a pause?
I don't know. I guess I still pick it up, and because I've had some deliveries, I still pick it up, and I just try to wash my hands more. I try to limit my contact with, the public. But I'm trying to not stress out too much about it because I feel like we cover it so much in news that at the end of my workday, I kind of have to check out and watch something else, or else I'm going to panic myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do this, I don't know, with groceries, I feel like I'm extra careful just because there's so many people in the grocery store touching all these things all the time. But yeah, Amazon boxes, I don't really do anything. I rip them open, and that's my small joy of the day. In these hard times, getting an Amazon package, it's yes, something I can look forward to.
I know Hannah's the same way, Casey, and I don't want to flex, but you were the one who introduced me to the Smart Sock, and my mom and sisters got together and they just sent it to us for a gift. So I saw that and I was like, oh, Casey, don't be
Have you
jealous.
tested it out? Is that even possible? Could you put it on your hand or something? And
I can test it out. I haven't yet because it's a more of a wrap than an actual sock. So it just wraps around the foot, and there's some room to stretch because it'll go up to a 25-pound kid. So I feel like if I could just wrap it around, I bet I can test it out. I haven't tried it yet because part of me is nervous, oh, this is a terrible heartbeat. What is this? I'm like, oh wait, that's mine. Why? But I'm very excited. We have so much shopping to do, and it's funny because we're trying to be wedding centric and just saying, all right, after May, then solely on the baby. But now that the baby's going to be first before the wedding, we're kind of shifting our gears back, and we need to go crib shopping, but I mean, we can't go crib shopping. So I don't know, but there's still so much we knew.
Yeah, I ordered ours online. And I would suggest if you're going to start ordering stuff online, even baby stuff, it's taking a little while to get here because of course production and whatnot is kind of slowed down. So, start doing that.
That's a good tip. I have not started doing that. I kind of, in the back of my mind, was relying on family and friends to kind of get the bulk of stuff for the baby shower and then kind of shop afterwards. But now that baby showers are kind of off the table, I guess, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So I need to jump on that for sure.
Yeah, Casey,
I've broken it down to... Oh, sorry, Joe, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're in the same boat. We were just all we'll see what happens with the family stuff. And it's well, now we have to move. But you go ahead, Katie.
I was going to say, I just started my registry and all that stuff just to try and keep a list of things, and I found it so overwhelming, everything you need to register for. So my tip, what I've been doing is one item a day is what I've been focusing on. Today, I will select a crib. Tomorrow, I will select a stroller. The day after that, I will select a car seat. One item a day is kind of my goal to decide on.
That's smart. That's smart. I panic shopped one night when I was midnight or 1 in the morning. I was like, oh my God, I felt overwhelmed, and I just started adding stuff. I swear I probably have 500 things in that registry just because I was panic adding everything. And now we're not going to even have a baby shower probably, so it's just great.
I know. I'm like, it's more of a list of things that I feel like I need to get rather than a baby shower stuff.
Yeah, for real.
I haven't been shy about reminding them, like, listen, I don't know when we'll have a shower, but there's still an Amazon list, so even if there's not an event, feel free to go ahead and send them our way. It's all right there, so don't be afraid to get that. And I was going through, Hannah had the registry set up, and she's like, oh, go check out some stuff. And a few thoughts I had. I don't know what I was expecting to see, but I was kind of like, in my brain, I'm already like mapping out cool father-son like things, but it's just like, Joe, it's a newborn baby. So it's all just like, these are all eating and pooping related. I'm like, where's the cool thing? But it's like, no, it's just
baseball bats and fishing lures and stuff like that. Like, you can't get a baby that.
Yeah, I'm like I jokingly, well, I say this jokingly, but if it was gonna sneak under the radar, that would have been great. I put like a Nintendo Switch there, and I'm like, oh, the baby's gonna want to. It was a hard sell. It's not there anymore.
Hold on to this until the baby can use it. Wink, wink.
I see. You're thinking ahead, Casey, and you just need to talk to Hannah and tell her that. But this is also coming from the guy who on our wedding registry had a replica Captain America shield. So
Oh my God.
I tried, but these things aren't flying, and that's okay. That's okay.
Later, first birthday registry.
Yeah. Well, Hannah gets worried too because my mom will indulge those childish sides and like sometimes get me something really goofy that I love but don't need. So Hannah's like, just take that off before someone actually gets you the Captain America shield for the baby. So.
Oh, I'm gonna get you guys the Captain America shield now.
Oh, I would love it. Hannah will shoot you daggers with her eyes, but that'll be fine. She'll be fine. So like, how are you guys adapting? Just to like, I know like the news cycle is so much, and we don't know what coronavirus is going to do, but like stress is bad. So how do you keep calm during this? I know, Katie, you're doing news, so you try and break away, but Casey, you're writing stories too, so you're inundated with. Well, we're all inundated with this. Is there like a mellow point? Is there like a meditating or something?
Well, wine is out the window, and taking hot baths is out the window. So I've just been kind of. Netflix and chilling. Netflix has been like my escape. I've seen all of Tiger King.
So good.
I've seen like all of Ozark at this point. It's getting bare bones on Netflix. I might have to, sign up for Disney Plus or something.
Yeah, we'll just float you our account. We'll help you with that. But it's funny. Hannah's same two shows, Ozark and we all of Saturday Tiger King, just start to finish. It was one of those kind of days.
That's a heck of a binge.
It was so good, though.
It's a wild ride.
I mean, Carol Baskins totally killed her husband, but still, that's unrelated. I mean, so where are you guys at, like, shopping now? I know, Casey, you and I were relying on lists, but Katie, we're going to go off of you since you seem to have a leg up on us. Safety things, do you have a car seat? Do you have the stroller you said you're looking at?
Looking at it. So if you buy, it depends on the kind of stroller you buy, but a lot of them come with like the stroller / car seat, so you can like attach it into your car or attach it into the car seat. So that's kind of what I've been doing to knock out two birds with one stone. So I've been looking at kinds that are stroller and they have a base for a car seat. So all you would need, like for my husband's car, we would just need to buy a base, and we could attach the stroller thing basically from like the carrier into his car or into my car. Just trying to find ways to like minimize costs, but
yeah.
Of course in a safe way. But it seems like a lot of strollers are that way. They don't make you pay for two different things.
Yeah, you wish it could be like all universal part of one. Like maybe like if you get it all under one company, everything's going to sync up nicely and just kind of flow together.
That's the goal. Less money.
Yeah, I still need to look up through our insurance too, because I think there's something where you can get a pump for free, and I think a lot of insurance that's covered. So
I have heard that.
Okay. And I know, Casey, we're on the same one, so if you find out anything, let me know, because I think I told Hannah I looked that up, but I just haven't yet. So if you're listening, hon, I'll look that up now.
That's the first time I've heard of it, so yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that as well. Anything free at this point that we can get,
right?
I'm all about that.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I think we're winding down, guys, but is there anything else? I mean, it's been a while since we got to catch up. Any other, big changes? I think we've gone through a few weeks now, so... I think the baby's the size of a long banana for some of us.
Mine is a cantaloupe.
Oh, wow.
Always a fruit analogy.
Always. Which I don't eat enough
like
fruit to really know.
That's a huge difference. Like a banana to a cantaloupe. And how many weeks are you ahead of me? Like 2 or 3?
I think I'm maybe 3 weeks ahead of you. I'm on week 23.
Okay, this is on Friday it'll be week 22. So we're really close.
Oh, we're close. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Hannah's about 24, so just all that fine window. Yeah, I remember we read that, and it's like your baby's the size of a long banana, and all I could imagine was this weirdly long-shaped baby. Which I hope it's like,
how's that work?
Is it done in volume? Like if I put it in a cylinder and you have the displacement of the water? I don't know. But he's wiggling, and it's exciting, and I'm going home every now and then. I'm trying to read to him. I don't know if that does anything, but I'm enjoying it, so I'm just reading Dr. Seuss books to the little guy. And
oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope something sinks in there, or maybe just at least recognize my voice, because I feel like
it's the Tiger King is going to sink in. He's going to come out with,
recognize
Carol Baskets.
Oh my God, yeah, just Carol Baskets. Like, no. Well, that's my fault then.
I hope not.
I told Hannah to cut back on murder podcasts, so she's doing that too to hopefully keep it lighter. All right, guys. Well, this has been Expecting Parents with First Coast News Parental Advisory. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're staying safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Wear the face masks. And we'll be back at it next week now. We got a nice workflow, unofficially brought to you by Zoom, so we'll keep it up, and we'll see you guys in a week.